Kia ora koutou katoa, everyone. Many blessings and greetings out to you all. I hope I found you well. I'm doing this video for all those that have been to me for either sacred child healing or a chakra cleanse and alignment. Now, after you've left me, I'd given you a handout to some of you guys, but also I directed you to my YouTube channel for the next stage and processes of your sacred child healing or any healing that you've come to me for. So what I envisage you and what I suggest that you do now is to write down everything that you saw, everything that you felt during your healing, okay? This is something that you should store in your memory bank to remember the energies, the unconditional love that came in during that healing that you had with me. It's about programming new information into yourself to actually store it as positive energy in your mind, your body, and your soul, especially in your bones, your muscles, your nervous system as well. So once you've done that little exercise and wrote down in your journal what had happened to you, what you felt, all that energy, who you saw, who visited you during your deep healing with me whilst you were on the table, get it all down on paper. Once you've done that, I ask that you write down all the good things that you have done in your life from a very young age, as far as you can remember, back in your childhood, right to this present day. Again, it's about reprogramming positive memories and recording them into your physical body, your mind, your soul, okay? Once you've done that, and do this over a couple of days as well. Don't rush it all if you can't help yourself, but if you want to do it quickly, then do so. The next exercise is, this especially goes out to those that came to me for sacred child healing. And I've also put a meditation on this YouTube channel as well for cutting cords. Now, those that have been to me for sacred child healing, I want you to think about, or whatever's coming up, surfacing for you naturally, okay, all the memories of your trauma, okay, are starting to surface. But the thing is, it's not going to be harsh and hit you and re-traumatize you, because now that you're back together as one during the healing in your sacred child healing, you're able to be a lot more gentler, and you're able to see things from a different perspective, from a forgiving perspective as well, and of a perspective of forgiving yourself also for what you may have contributed towards your trauma or your past trauma in the past or in the present. And with this, these images, all these memories, all these visions that are coming up or surfacing up from you, whatever they may be, and they may not hit you all at once in one day. And this is the power of this healing. What is surfacing afterwards is usually coming to you when you first wake up in the morning, okay? And that's that energy that's been stored up inside of you, wanting to come out and present itself in front of you, so you yourself consciously can look at it and say, right, I need to heal this. And the way you do it is a lot more gentler, a lot more understanding, a lot more loving than what you were before, when you were really traumatized by the same situation or what is surfacing in the present now. So once you See that vision or that memory that has been hounding you for weeks or for years, okay? As soon as it comes in, I want you to write it down. As soon as you wake up, you get that memory, you look at it, you know the memory, you know it inside out. So it's time for you to write that situation, that memory, in your journal. Once you've written it down, I also want you to write down the situation, the emotions, the people involved in this trauma. Write it all down. Write it down as though you were bringing it from out of yourself into your journal. You're acknowledging all those emotions that surround it as well. So write all those emotions down. Were you angry? Did you feel belittled, intimidated? Did you feel really small? Did you feel embarrassed? All those emotions have just accumulated over the years and has really traumatized and affected your soul and your power to move forward in your life, in your present day. Once you've written it down and acknowledged it, respected it, it's time for you to do your meditation, okay? It's time to cut the cord on those emotions, the people involved, and wish them well, forgiving them also, okay? And sometimes we can do that, reverse that as well, especially if you were the one to blame, because then you have to forgive yourself and you have to apologize to those people involved also. It's got a lot to do with visualization. It's got a lot to do with releasing all that you thought was yours but actually belonged to someone else. They projected on you their ill will, their trauma that they may have been carrying, their anger, and you didn't deserve that, okay? So forgive those. It's time to forgive, and it's time to forgive yourself as well, and it's time to ask for forgiveness. The Sacred Child Healing is all about your soul development, especially from the time that you were born right to the time you were traumatized, depending on what age, whether you were 6 or 7 or 12, whatever. From the time you were birthed into your trauma, that was the time of your innocence. That was the time of your oneness. That was the time when you were free, that you had no burdens, that you didn't have to, you would feel like a child. And I know for an instance and for a fact that a lot of people who come through child trauma have forgotten their childhood, who have forgotten the good times, because from a certain age they had to become adults. Did they have to become adults? No. But because of the situation and because of that trauma that has hit them by another person, that is when the flow of their innocence had stopped. It crumbled. Their foundations of innocence deteriorated, okay? That inner self was hurt, was in pain. And as a child, it is absolutely, it's sad. It's part of grief that you've been carrying around for years as well. So that part of that innocence is what we go back and get. That is what we retrieve. That is between you, Yatua, our creator, and yourself. And during this time, it's about bringing your mind, body, and soul, your spirit, back into one. That is what the Sacred Child is. And we go back and we get that innocent child, that part of you that has been missing for years. And when that part of you comes back into the self, into one, we can see our trauma or your trauma from a different angle, from a different perspective. We are strengthened and stronger in our heart, because now you will feel everything that is up in your environment and connected to above and below. You are not on your own. And with that energy, that innocence that has been recovered and retrieved, you feel that you're ready to heal. You feel stronger within yourself because you are whole. You are one. And with this, all I say is that you keep journaling everything that surfaces that has come up through your past that has been going round and round in your subconscious for years. Because after the sacred child healing, you can look at it with love, and that you know that it's ready to be healed, and that you are stronger now to actually accomplish that. Once you've done that first exercise, that first vision, or that first pain after the healing that you've been to me, afterwards, that's when the ball starts rolling, because your body's naturally telling you what needs to be done next. So once you do that meditation, you cut the cords, you release it, you let it go. It belongs in the past. With the stuff that's still there, it's still old programming. So if it does appear again, instantly, straight away, you tell yourself how much you love you, because you are reprogramming that old energy into something beautiful. You're changing, you're rebirthing, you're building new foundations, all that jazz. So now that you know what to do, the next time you wake up, maybe a week or 2 weeks from now, and the same thing will happen. A memory will come in and go, hello, let's look at this and let's heal it for everything that it is and was. It's time to cut that cord as well on those emotions. Your trauma has stored a lot of old energy in your body and in your memory. That trauma has been sitting there for years, possibly. And when the next memory comes to you in another morning, you do the same thing. You write it down in your journal. You don't leave anything unwritten, okay, from those memories if you can help it. But you write down the emotions, everything, the people that were involved, all of that. And then once you identify your trauma, and identify what needs to go, you go and do the meditation, cutting the cords on that old energy, releasing it and letting it go. And again, if it surfaces in times of stress, because usually that's when it tries to bite again, but you see it as a different energy now. You know you're stronger and you know what you have to do. Write it in your journal, acknowledge it, respect it, accept it, and then go and do the meditation of cutting cords, okay? And forgiving yourself. If there's anything that you have that you are guilty for, if there's something that you have caused, self-sabotage, stuff like that, then you write it down in your journal and you acknowledge the emotions that other people may have felt towards you at the time. Something that you caused is really hard to face up to, but you know you are brave. You know you've been through a lot, and you know you can forgive yourself because it's time. It's time to heal that little girl in you, or that little boy that needs your love. Not just your love, but your unconditional love, okay? So guys, enjoy this next part of your journey, because that's when you really get to shift old energy away from you. This is when you make space inside of you, and the more you do it, and you know you have to do it, the more you keep pushing forward into your light, with your light, the more you feel free from the burden of your child trauma. This can also work in stuff if traumatized by a past teacher or a parent or anyone in your childhood that has really interfered with your mind and your body and your soul. You can revisit and go back to that little girl or that little boy and give them words of encouragement and tell them as if you were already there, always there with them in the past, that everything is going to be okay and that the rest of your life, your future, is going to be beautiful, happy, full of joy, because you know it's up to you to maintain that, okay? And of course, you're not perfect. No one is. And like I mentioned, when you're under a lot of stress or something has come into your family to cause you more stress or more upheaval or even trauma, some of those old memories may come in and try and connect to the present. That is when you empower your force, your mana, your kaha, and you tell yourself how much you love you with all your heart, with all your power, with everything that you are, your DNA, everything, your whakapapa, your genealogy, your DNA, everything. And you tell yourself how much you love yourself unconditionally. That is all I have to bring to you, and I know it was a powerful one as well. I could feel it, okay? In giving you this message to help you heal your trauma. And also, before I leave, whilst you're healing and journaling, you understand, remember your ancestors, what they went through, a lot worse than what you did. And they had no one to talk to. They didn't have the tools back then to heal themselves, but you do. And that's the gift that you are giving to your ancestors, your people in spirit. You're cutting that cord on generational trauma. You're cutting that cord so it doesn't spread to your children or your grandchildren. This is your time in your life. This is part of our evolution, to heal once and for all, and to not let that dark energy or those dark entities to rule your life, to take control of your bloodline before and after. Each time you work in that journal of yours, you keep sending light to all your ancestors, because you'll understand what they went through too as well, and forgive them. Not that they need your forgiveness, but it's for you to forgive yourself as well. Kia kaha everyone, kia manawa nui. Keep that heart strong always, and keep your feet on the ground. Ti hei mauri ora, ake ake, amen.